はい、皆さんこんにちは、ニルダです。それではディスコエリジウム続きをやっていきましょう。前回は、事件の重要参考人であるルビーを探して、水門を渡ってこちらの海岸の方に来たんですね。それで海岸沿いを探索していたら、記憶を失う前に主人公が乗っていた車が、発見されて、その中から主人公の身分証が出てきました。主人公であるハリーについての、情報をいくつか手に入れた時点で、一回終了したんですよね。今回その続きからっていう形になります。今回は、ルビーの行方を探しつつ、こっちの海岸の方ですね、海岸方面の探索をしていきたいと思います。それじゃあ、さらにちょっと北上してみますかね。なんかここら辺漁村らしくって、船が至るところにありますね。なんだ、クイックトラベルがアンロックされた？これ何？あ、よかった。ファストトラベルが使えるようになったけど。でもこれってさ、あれじゃない？この、水門のこの西か東かだけのクイックトラベルなのかな？ね。ざっくりとしたファストトラベルだね。それじゃあ、誰かいるな。この人たちなんだろう、漁師さんかな。漁師さんかなんかですかね。なんかすごい寂れているよね、ここら辺。でちょっとアイテム回収していこう。この人は誰だ？ちょっと話しかけてみようか。
Hi, officer.
あ、綺麗な人だな、リリエンヌさんだって。レインコートを着た女性が岸壁に立ち、転覆したボートに思いを巡らせている。鞘に収められた剣が腰にぶら下がっていると。剣を何？携えてんの？
Anything I can help you with?
なんか随分特徴的なこのイヤリングなんですかね、これ。してますね。そうね。手伝いできる。いつものね。俺はいつも通り法をもたらすものだと。
You've graduated to Lawbringer now?
なんだよ。いけないの、法をもたらすものじゃ。だって俺が法でしょ？
Men with authority have their quirks. Comes with never being second guessed about anything.
なんか言い返されたんだけど。
So what brings you here, Lawbringer?
しかもなんか変な思考を獲得したんだけど、今何これ。何これか。ちょっと後で見てみるね。それで、それじゃあ2番かな、まず。時と場合による。ここは一体どんなとこなんだ？
A fishing village on the seashore. This place doesn't really have a name. It's sometimes called Illisible.
イリシブル。なぜなんだ？
The sign on the street leading here is illegible. Has been since they built this place.
漁村っていうだけで名前がないんだね。そしたら聞きたいことがあるんだ。まずは君の名前はと。
The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for questions. And that was actually the second one.
Indeed, you're always confused as to your whereabouts.
うるさい。そんなこと言わなくたっていいじゃないか。
Ask her about the cool sword. Helps to break the ice.
そしたら、じゃあ、剣のこと聞いてみるか。いい剣だな。彼女の腰のサーベルを指さす。何か曰くでもあるのかと。
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. It's to intimidate folks mostly.
こっちの西の方は危ないのかな？もしかして。治安が悪いとか。待てよ、あんたは使い方を知ってるのか？
Not really. I know some basic moves, and I know it sure as hell beats a knife when you're in a tough spot.
すごいね。女性で。立派だ。
It's a regular mass-produced sword, like a shovel or an axe. Nothing fancy, just for intimidation.
少なくとも私は剣って持ったことないよ。当たり前だけど。 なぜ脅迫戦術が必要なんだと。
From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners from time to time.
美人だもんね、この人。リリエンヌさん。そうね。その剣を貸してくれないかって。
No, I'm afraid not. Attempting to confiscate the blade I used to keep these animals in check, you would put me in an early grave.
そうですよね。
She refuses, but your word is the law. You are law.
もう出てくると思ったよ、絶対。
Is she flirting with you? A little? You think she might be.
いや、勘違いすんなよ。どこに口説いてる気配があったよ、そんな。それではね、そんなに役立つならなんでもっと多くの女性が武装しないんだ。
What makes you think we haven't? The truth is that almost everyone in this life is scared and tired and stupid and too dull for that. That goes for men too. But they put on an act for us. Pretend like everything's good and living in shit doesn't bother them. Like anyone falls for that.
That does not go for real men. It does not go for you. Show her. Show her the wonder.
何あの不思議って。
Coach means the expression.
やだよ。ちょっとにやけ面でしょ。もう、しょうがないな。ミオ。笑われたし。私も多分ね、笑うと思うよ。
Not bad.
悪くない？いや、絶対今バカにされたろ。気に入ったかい？
Sure. It looks as if you could face down any horror in the world with that same unchanging grin. It's like a shield.
あ、そう。
The traces of her laughter are still there. In her eyes, fading fast.
はいはい。これで少し打ち解けたかな。
Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying.
待って、なぜだ？もしそいつが薄のろだったんなら。
Guess I enjoyed the way he bled.
If it is, then why the melancholy?
で、その夫はどこにいるんだ？
Come.
去った。
The harbour seawall endures the wash of the freezing waves. Many things wash up against it and onto the beaches of Rivershot. Some inanimate, some just no longer alive. You shudder.
それっていうのは死んだってこと？それともただの行方不明？そうね。消えたのか行方不明事件のようだが。
It absolutely does not. We are not going to look for him.
そうなの？
No, no. There's nothing to find. He's dead. Lost to the waves.
そうなの？そうだな。それはひどいな。何が起きたんだ？
Who knows? Maybe he fell over. He didn't respect the sea. Went out there, drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. The bloated corpse turned up 2 weeks later.
なるほど。
Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles.
じゃあ今はあれか。シングルなんですね。
She really liked those muscles, though. It's in the way she pronounces sinewy.
愛してたのかな？そしたらね。それじゃあね、ここで普通だったら多分ね、お悔やみの言葉なり、励ましの言葉を多分言うとこだけど、今回あれだね。ロールプレイ的には2番か？あんたも後を追って波に身を投げるべきだったんじゃないかと。ひどいな、これ。すまし顔でうなずく。
Oh? The kids too, right? Working class people don't have that luxury. That's for rich folks. We just go on.
これ絶対嫌われたろ。
I buried my man, mourned for a month, and that was it. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids. Not for the worst, at least.
子供がいるんだね。
This is neither a touchy nor a very interesting topic for her. She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
デートに誘えと。ちょっと待ってね。あ、これか、デートの選択肢。3% とか、ひどすぎる。ほとんどゼロだろ、これ。マイナスがついてんね。キムが同行してるのがいけないのと、あと、いいデートスポットを知らないってことか。なるほど。これはちょっとまた後に取っておこうか。あ、この人、ちょっと待って。この人あれか、イブラートから頼まれた署名の一人か。そっか。まあいいや。じゃあね。人を探してるんだ。知ってたら助けてくれないかと。
Let's see. Who are you looking for?
行方不明の人いっぱいいるんだよね。この辺りに潜んでいるかもしれない被疑者。これはルビーのことだね。
Okay. When did this person stay here?
ついこの間だ。ここ数日の間、金曜日にここに着いたはずだと。
Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for fishing, so I usually start at 4 in the morning.
本当に？
Yes, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse after. The sea really takes its toll. Now I'm just waiting for the wind to settle to get out there again. Sorry I couldn't help you out. Maybe I can help you find someone else.
わかった。じゃあ他の人に聞いてみる。ルビーのことはね。あとはね、これか。行方不明の未知動物学者を探してる。これはなんだっけ。車椅子のレナさんの旦那さんだよね。
I don't think I know what these are. Care to elaborate?
まあ、3番かな。主流の科学者たちが存在を否定するような生き物を探してる人たちさ。
Aha! Like snowmen?
いや、それはどうかな。スノーマン、雪男だよね。俺はそんなの聞いたこともない。
Two old guys have been wandering around here, nose in sand, talking nonsense about snowmen and the like.
その二人はどこ行った？
Don't really know. Further down the peninsula, I guess. I mean, that's where they were heading. Who else are you looking for besides snowmen?
なんかモリルさんだっけ？レナさんの夫って。北の方に行ったと。分かった。じゃあ後で行ってみないとね。あとはね、労働者階級の夫。これはね、なんか動画にはなってないんだけど、プレザンスさんの本屋の前で、女性に会って、なんか旦那さんが行方不明だってことになって、で、探してあげるよっていうのを引き受けたんですよ。そのことですね。
Yeah, I'm not really looking for that anymore. Not much into the middle class ones either. Could do with some landed gentry, but apparently they don't make those anymore.
俺がそういう夫を探してるんじゃなくて、奥さんが探してるんだ。
I wish I could help you with that, but I haven't seen your working class husband. Maybe I can help you find someone else.
もういないと思
She
う。
seems genuinely sorry for not being able to help you.
まあでもいい人みたいだね、この人。それだけだ。今のところ他に誰も探してない。
Really? Are you sure you're not also looking for Nadia Harnancourt? Or Ignis Nielsen? Or the great lost city of Ace under the waves?
それ一体何？探し物が多すぎるだろう。
A lot of stuff.
そしたら2番にしてみようかな。そのようだな。あまりそう感じないが、もっと探せるかもしれない。あんたの人生からいなくなってしまった人はいないかと。
Oh, there's plenty missing. But that's too much for even an eager terrier like you to handle. Although you seem very thorough. Tell me, instead, is there something else I can help you with?
仕事は何をしてるんだって。これはさっきなんか言ってたよね、本人がね。
Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. Right now I'm tarring a little skiff.
それで暮らしていけるのか。
Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is full of surprises.
そうだね。いろんなものが打ち上げられるよね。
This is what is called a conversation. You don't have to be guarded right now.
これで雑談ってこと？ じゃあ1番、面白そうだな。何を見つけたんだ？
Wood, pieces of glass. Every once in a while we see dead bodies. Human, animal, fish, other odd sea creatures. A mine washed ashore once.
私一回ね、なんだっけ、海岸でね、入れ歯を見つけたことがあるよ。なんで入れ歯が落ちてたのか知らないんだけどね。すごくない？それで
Bottles, drugs also. Lost cargo in general. Most of the time it's just wood and glass.
All right. Major choice moment. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say them all. Choose wisely.
何なんだろう。案外せっかちなの？習字学は。
Mines. Mines. You need mines.
もうやだ、この人。もうハーブの話が出たからてっきり電気科学も出てくると思ったんだけど。その人間の下については詳しく聞かせてもらわないと。
Well, you're barking under the wrong tree then, officer. I have no interest in floaters. Seen enough of them in my life already. Very unattractive bunch.
よくあることなのね。
Yeah. Maybe stay clear of the things reminded her of the floater she used to be married to. Just saying.
わかった。そしたらね、4番かな。で、あれはあんたのスキフか。ひっくり返ったボートを指さす。
Sure is. The sun, I call her. Coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue.
でも結構雨も降ってるよね。晴れた日が雨の中に手を伸ばすと。
Aye. Sunny days. You got a problem with that?
No, ma'am. We have no quarrel with sunny days.
いや、めっちゃ雨降ってるけど今。
Good. It would have been bad news had it turned out it wasn't a sunny day. Bad news for the skiff, bad news for the nets, bad news for the kids.
そうだね、ボートは商売道具だからね。
There's a moment's silence. She looks at the rain streaming down the yellow belly of the boat.
いつ使えるようになるとも俺たちは島の一つを確認しに行かないといけない。狙撃がどこから行われたのかを見定めに。狙撃の候補？狙撃地点の候補の一つが島なんだよね。どっち島に行くんだろう？ボート貸してもらうのかな？これにしてみるか。
Shot, huh? The boat will be ready when the sea turns and the winds settle. You can't command the weather, officer.
Waves wash the sand. A skiff moves across the mirror-smooth sea, far away from here. A lone passenger, a fast sloop in the distance. White sails.
わかった。そしたらね、まあ2番どうしようかね。イブラートの依頼だよね、これ。ロールプレイ的には悪徳警官でやってるから、このイブラートの依頼を受けて、この漁村の人たちに迷惑かけるのもいいんだけどさ、たださ、そのイブラートに言われた通り動くのがすごく嫌なのね。だからね、いいや。今回ちょっとイブラートの封筒、署名の方は、偽造しようかな。嘘を書いてイブラートに渡そうかな。ね。それじゃあまたなと。あった。あとじゃあアイテムあさって。結構アイテムがね、ここら辺落ちてるよね。これ係留しないと流されていかないのかな。おっと、なんだ主人公海に落ちるぞ。この人は
I'll just keep the cordelacci in the channel, if that's okay. It's too shallow near the pier.
びっくりした。そうだよね。ジョイスさんでしたか。確かにね、このヨットっていうか、これを見ればね、ジョイスさんだけど、こんなとこにいると思わなかったからびっくりしたわ。ね
Aye, ma'am. And it's a jetty, by the way. Of course. Jetty. I prefer a good jetty to a pier any day. Jetty?
こんにちは、奥さん。
Hello, detectives. It's good to see you here. I only just arrived myself.
そうなの？
What brings you here, madame?
Nothing, really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now, so I decided to investigate it personally. This cluster of buildings isn't on any of the official maps, as far as I can tell.
That. And she's also keeping an eye on you.
ハリーを追ってきたの？俺たちのことを嗅ぎ回ってきたのか？
Spying has such a negative connotation. I did track your progress along the coast, however, and decided I would be better able to assist you from here.
なるほど。
Then there's the matter of that little scamp in old lady clothes. She threatened to paint the cordelate she read. Like blood, you see. Well, I like it the way it is. White.
あれか、あの子か。なんだっけ、あそこ。名前忘れちゃった。スカル族のなんとかっていう子。壁にペイントしてる女の子のことだよね、きっとね。
What is this? Destruction of property? Hooliganism? Elder abuse? And who is this scamp, anyway?
誰っての分かってるけど。そのいたずらっ子って誰だ、調査しようか。
No need. Lillian and I are getting on much better. For one, she appreciates the concept of rent.
なるほど。で、気に入ったのか？
How do I like it?
彼女は村の方に視線を向ける。コンクリートブロックの上にべっとりと張り付いた泥。完成しないまま10年以上も放置された建造物と。
Water drips down eaves of eternite. The jetty below her feet creaks to the tune. The smell of salt and dog shit in the background.
あんまりいて気持ちのいいところではなさそうだけど。
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name. All the men are dead or missing. And is that the carcass of a motor carriage over there?
その内伝4日者は主人公のです。
I'm surprised that woman hasn't put me to the sword yet. Maybe she will. You should ask your questions while you can.
Dark eyes survey the coast leading up to Martinez. Dull grey metal rests in her scabbard. A sword. The wind is too loud for her to hear.
Fortunately for you, Madame, the RCM is on the scene.
Real men, real politics, real thoughts in your head.
何を言ってるか全然わかりません。牽引スキル。そしたらね、ここ4番にしてみようかな。この場所はどちらにしても呪われている。
Maybe.
Above you, there forms a quilt of altocumulus clouds, twisting into each other. Their cloud shadows slide over the ruins of Revachol West. Wherever they pass, the temperature drops slightly, but perceptibly.
Have I told you how they discovered this place?
この漁村のこと？
No, the Insulindian Isola.
インスリンでイソラ。イソラって何？
I'm guessing you don't know then.
知らない。いや、どうやって発見したのかあんたは教えてくれなかった。
Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. The literacy rate is around 45% west of the river. 50 years of occupation have left these people in an oblivion of poverty.
忘却の中まるで俺だなと。
I knew you would sympathize. Most Revacholians will never know what this place means. Our home. This island of matter. Or why they were ferried over in the first place.
これは歴史の話になるのかな？
Remind me to tell you one day. For now, how can I assist you in this new location?
そうね。それじゃあこの歴史の授業はまた別の機会にだね。じゃあ他のことを教えてくれと。
Of course. I hear you have singled out a suspect and are in pursuit. This is cause for cautious optimism. How can I help you at this juncture?
新しいのは6番か。そうそう、主人公やっとね、身分証を見つけたんだよ。
I love you did.
女は目を左右に走らせ、青いプラスチック製の身分証を確認する。
Fast, observantly, like an electronic printer.
Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant W. Freighter Dubois. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. The situation is precarious.
なんか急に態度変わんない？
What can I help you with, Lieutenant Freighter?
なんか急になんか態度変わったな。まあいいや。じゃあまた歴史の授業を受けたいときは、上司さんのとこに戻ってくると。さらに海岸沿いを探索していこうか。それで、この人は誰だ？洗濯婦。服の入った桶の横に座る女性が奇妙なメロディーを口ずさんでいる。彼女の目は閉じられたままだと。
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts.
目が不自由か。そうね。嫌だと言ったら
Tut tut. Don't be shy now. It's going to be all right.
じゃあ近寄る。
Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either.
私もトラブルはいらない。
We are not here to cause any trouble, madam.
それじゃあね、1番はちょっとまともすぎるから2番にしとこう。俺たちは警官だ。いつだって騒ぎを起こすんだ。カチッカチッバンバンってな。
No, you're not. I've seen you around here before. 12 years ago. You didn't raise any hell. You were quite helpful, actually. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen.
あ、そうそれじゃあね、待ってくれ。俺は以前ここに来たことがあるのか？
No, not you personally. I meant the RCM. Some of the men got into a fight. One of them killed another, locked himself in that woodshed over there. He was brooding, needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him and took him to think about what he'd done in a more secluded place, somewhere more quiet.
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat.
本当だね。その強調っていうのはどんなものなんだ？
Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black hound.
That's you, all right. A black hound licking your own heels.
もう、俺こそが強調だ。その通り。
You're not. No one around here considers us an ill omen. People would have told us.
あ、そう。
Maybe they are afraid.
なぜだ？
Because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here. As long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then. Because that's the kind of fishing village we've built.
次に進む。
I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage. And not a lot of houses. Or a lot of people. My kids are long gone. Searching for treasure. So are others.
もう主人公の内燃四輪車があそこに突っ込んだっていうのは、もうここら辺じゃもう有名なことになってるのね。
Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us?
まずこれだよね。ルビーっていう赤い髪の女を海岸のあたりで見かけなかったかと。
Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately.
わかった。じゃあその女のことを知っているかと。
This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
She's being evasive. She knows something.
本当に？
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect. We would appreciate your help.
Would you now? I know how this world works. And it doesn't work when people tell on each other.
告げ口はしないと知ってても。あんたは何か知ってるんだな。俺たちは手伝いに来たんだと。
Aye, that you are, Dark Omen. Help yourselves and your organization. Help the storm clouds gather on the horizon.
Enough of this. She better start talking right now.
老人相手に何言ってんだよ。そうだな。あんまりね、お年寄りに対してその恫喝するようなことは言いたくないんだけど、まあ、ロールプレイ的には一番になるのかな。畜生、あんたが何か知ってるのは分かってるんだ。このクソは重要な話なんだよと。
This shit? I'm not going to do your work for you just because you got a potty mouth.
言われちゃっては口の利き方も知らないみたいって。
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we look around anyway.
Ruby was here. You know it.
多分ね。
Ask her about lodgings.
下宿部屋下宿部屋ってなんだこの辺に誰か来たら、どこに泊まると
Stay? Most people here are trying to leave. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack.
背後にある建物を指さすと。泊まれる場所があるのいくらだ
I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM.
マジでただで泊まれんのそれはいいや。ちょっと待って。ガルテさんの悪口を言うか、ここで。ガルテって男に至っては、俺から毎晩金を巻き上げるんだ。あんな外よりちょっとあったかいだけの部屋を使わせておいて。いや、部屋が寒いのはさ、主人公がガラスを割ったからだからね。
That's exactly how we get ya. That's why we built our own cinder block houses on the seaside. So we don't have to give money to those crooks. We might not look like much, but they are ours.
でもさ、だったら、なぜ誰もその部屋を使ってないんだと。
My kids grew up and left like they do. The house is long empty now. I live in the small side attachment. It's easier and cheaper to keep warm.
まあ確かにな、部屋が狭い方が、まあすぐ温まるもんね。そしたら、まあね、ワーリングインラグズにいると1日20リアルか。払わなくちゃいけないからね。お金きついからな。よし、乗った新しい家の鍵を受け取る。
Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the place.
まあ綺麗に使いますよ。
Well, if you are not in the hostel in the morning, I'll know where to find you. Here, in a shack.
そう、キムは何あそこに泊まるのワーリングに泊まるのなんと。
He's a little relieved you're no longer in that room.
マジか。
Should he? This environment encourages one thing and one thing only. Drinking.
そうね。確かに誰の目もなきゃまたアルコール漬けになる可能性もあるよな。この漁村には何があるんだ
Just us. It's barely a village anymore. We almost don't exist. This is pretty much a non-place. A gap. A blank spot on the map. Just a cluster of nameless shacks on a nameless street.
まあ大体聞くことは聞いたか。まあ、この人もあれか、サインの、署名をもらう一人か。まあ、今回もらわないけどね。なるほどね。じゃああれか、主人公は、部屋こっちで泊まれることになったんだね、ただで。ここかな。
The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and wind from the sea. Even the lock looks slightly rusted.
まあそうだね。ホテルに比べたらさ、あれだけど、まあ、雨風をしのげるからまあ十分じゃない鍵を使って戸を開けると。
I'll wait outside to give you some time and privacy to check out your new living arrangement and look for any signs of Ruby. But just after we are done with the day, I'll still be staying in the whirling in rags for the night. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
The key turns with a satisfying click. You can enter the shack now.
じゃあちょっと部屋の探索だけしてきていいキムは外で待ってるって言ったよね。多分ベッドをインタラクトすると休むのかなジャケットゴロイエフジャケット。論理プラス1か。ありがたいな。 SF 雑誌。床抜けない？これ大丈夫？
As you look at the floorboards in this corner of the shack, it's clear one of them isn't quite level with the others.
なんか隠してあるとか。
The edge of a floorboard next to it looks scratched.
床板を横にずらす。
Hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of sand and sawdust below.
何があるんだ？
Nothing particular catches your eye. Looks like more reeds. There might be something hidden inside the sand, though. Something bad. Someone's night thoughts. A last resort. A bad idea.
はいはい。じゃあ砂とおがくずの中を探る。
You stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. Dry, not like outside. Fine dust. And then something hard wrapped in paper.
これはなんだ？
A small cylindrical object. You pull it out. A bullet.
銃弾。こんなとこに銃弾が？銃弾か興味深い。
The floorboard doesn't care. But maybe the washerwoman does. You have enough to confront her with.
わかった。あれもしかしてさ、ルビーもここに泊まってた可能性はない？これ何？
An old mirror.
あ、ここにも鏡があるんだ。
You see the reflection of your face in it. Such as it is. Without the expression. It's just hairy.
そう、百科事典が全然上がってないから6中だよね。まあいいや、これ後で。これは？
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside the wash basin.
あ、髭を剃れんのもしかして。髭を剃るのが正解か？
The water reflects back a vague image of your face. Nose bulbous and red. Hair unkempt. Wrinkles lining the eyes and forehead. The stash is gigantic.
はいはい。
You'll be looking like a pansy without a choice. A fucking pansy.
そっか、肉体装置的には髭があった方が、こう男らしく見えるってことなのかな。
A fresh start looms ahead. Clean yourself up and be born anew.
まあちょっと考えとくよ。だいぶこの髭面にも慣れてきたところだからさ。あとは
A brisk coastal wind still howls against the window of the shack. Occasionally, the waves crawl in under the foundation,
はい。
producing a low hum.
はい。耳を傾
The
け。
room feels muffled, like you pulled your hat over your ears. Outside, it is cold and windy, but you're inside, and it feels safe and warm.
案外さ、ワーリング・イン・ラグズのあの部屋よりもさ、いいんじゃないの？あったかいし、まあ、ベッドも壊れてないから。
What is this place to you?
なんだよ急に出てきて。てか、この急にその女性の声になるのは何なんだろうね。じゃあね、1番にしとこうかな。いろいろこう選択肢はあるんだけど。あなたはねじろだ。押し寄せる波を眺めながら静かに腰掛け、先を飲みくたばっていられる。
Behind the half-built cinder block house at the other end of the village, there are 3 people drinking. Your new crew. You don't need the old crew. Oh no. You have a new crew to get drunk with.
飲み仲間。
You already were a part of their crew once. You can get drunk with them again. You're probably going to hang out there a lot, behind that cinder block house. It's where you belong.
なるほど。ここは心地のいい隠れ家だと。
Who are you talking to? There is no one here. Not even cold.
妙な感覚だが現状を的確に評価してくれてありがとうよと。
Outside, the howl of the wind has picked up. The waves crash against the stilts again. It's as if you think the thought, but in someone else's voice.
Revachol forever.
何なんだこの声は。本当わかんないや。それじゃあ自分の部屋を確認したとこで、一回出ようか。ちょっと、セーブさせて。ほい、セーブしたんだけど。何？キムここで今立ってたよね。なんかあんの？なんもないか。雨宿りしてたのね。それじゃあさっき見つけたなんだっけ？ 銃弾聞いてみようか。
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
なぜあんたの小屋の床下に、弾丸があったんだ。
Damn that girl.
誰よ。
And without anger, a long and harsh life has taught her not to buckle under pressure.
But
キムもびっくりしてる。キムがあなたに向き直り少しうなずいてみせる。それからまた老女の方を向くと。
you didn't put it there, did you? She did.
多分ね。
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either.
やっぱりじゃあルビーが借りてたの？あんたはあの部屋を彼女に貸していたのか。
Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl.
長い沈黙の後、年老いた女性はボロ布を絞り、ゆっくりと話し出す。手を桶の中に入れると、桶の端から水が跳ねる。
As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. I've made it clear. We welcome all kinds of people here.
それはいつのことだ？
She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten herself into, that girl?
じゃあやっぱり、ホテルを逃げ出した後、ここであれか、隠れてたんだね。で、月曜日に出て行ったと。
That's for the police to find out. Right then, please answer each question to the best of your ability. I'm sure we have a few.
結構あるな。結構あるな、おい。選択肢。まとめちゃおうかな、ここ。彼女は月曜に出て行ったと言ったか。
Yes, early with the dogs, around 8 o'clock, I think.
犬たちを連れてか。彼女、部屋は彼女が出て行った時のままか。
I cleaned it, like I always do.
他には何もなかったか。
No.
どんな人間なんだ、ルビーって女は。
She's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation. So I really appreciate that about her.
なんかあんまりルビーの悪い評判って聞かないよね。なんか、いい人だっていう意見が多いよね。
Did she talk to you much during her last stay?
No, she was mostly silent this time. Kept to herself.
どういう意味だ？
She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines, but this time she mostly stayed in her room.
じゃあね、彼女はなぜあそこに弾丸を隠したんだと思う？
How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun.
You could ask her about your hunch, that it was a desperate measure. See if she thinks Ruby fits the bill.
じゃあおそらくこうだろうと思う。
I do tell.
終わらせるつもりなんだ。
Exit from what?
なんだろうな。そうね。自殺するとは思えないし。わかんない。じゃあこれだ。
The lieutenant stops writing for a moment. He looks at you, then at the old woman.
No, she's a fighter.
あの子は戦士。
Not a quitter, like you sometimes get, son.
わかんないな。なんだろう。彼女はひどい酒飲みで怒りをコントロールできない問題を抱えているって聞いた。そういう行動を見かけたことはあるか？
Nothing of the sort. Sure, she was no stranger to the bottle. She fit in that way. But I only knew her to have a beer on the beach while watching the sunset. She isn't what you'd call a drunk. Even offered me some from time to time. Said it was part of the communal life. But I never saw her lose control of herself the way some people do.
彼女は何か機械みたいな装置を持っていなかったか？例えばラジオとか、なんだっけ、遊覧周波数だっけ？あれについてのことかな。
Not that I knew of, though she was into nice music. She once showed me a few mixtape millions she'd made. Although I guess she was pretty handy with the mechanical and technical stuff. Even fixed the heater in the shack. You should be thankful for that.
いや、なんかほんとルビーって人については悪い評判がないな。彼女はどこへ行ったんだ？
I don't know. Further up the coast, she tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots, heading up north.
北の方へ向かっていったか。
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You only just arrived.
まあね。
I wouldn't worry about that, ma'am. We are persistent.
そしたらね、そうだね。それなら海岸をずっと上がってみようと。北の方に行ってみるしかないか。
Are you sure you'd rather stay here? Get a nice cozy fire going in the heater? Seems like a better idea to me.
No, you can do it. You still have plenty of juice in you before you drop.
そうそう、諦めるわけにはいかないのよ。
Behind the cinder block houses, old pre-war ruins rise to the sky like dark palaces. The wind calls.
じゃあね、一回立ち去ろうね。
One thing, officer. If you do find her, please go easy on her.
She really means it. It's an honest plea.
まあ、状況によるけどね。
She's a good girl. Whatever she's gotten herself mixed up in.
わかった。でもそんなにいい子だって言うんだったらさ、クラーシェがなんだろう。付き合ってくれないからって、なんか脅したりするかね。まあいいや。そしたらもうちょっとこの辺を、探索してみようかな。この子たちはなんだ？子供？
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5 years old.
あ、さっきの美人のリリエンヌさんの子供か。双子なんだね。
The other one looks indistinguishable from him. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth.
君たちこの辺で悪い人は見かけなかったか？見かけだけでさ、この悪い人って判断できるかな？
What bad people?
そうそうそうそう。
I don't think questioning 4-year-olds without their parents present is going to crack the case.
まあね。
Then we're definitely doing it.
君たちがリリエンヌの双子だなと。
This one doesn't say anything, kicking the concrete with his worn-out sneaker.
あれかな、知らない人と喋っちゃいけませんとか言われてんのか。
Lily's our mum.
それはもう言っただろ
The stone kicker laughs suddenly. His head is too large for his shoulders.
う。それはつまりあれか、あんまり食べてないってことかな。痩せてるのかな。
The other one laughs as well. Wow, so intellectually stimulating.
そう？
The stone kicking isn't even of very high caliber. Anyone can do that.
君たちそっくりだな。
The stone kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of. The obvious fact that you just stated.
なんか言った？そっくりって言っただけだよ。
He looks just like me.
そう言っただろ？
The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock. Both of their hair is covered in some kind of dirt. The rock kicker was just being shy, but now he's enthusiastic again.
You're bad with kids.
キムはうまいのかな、子供の扱いとか。あんたはどうなんだ？子供おもてなし大臣かと。
Maybe I am. Now, how about some actual police work? We are not getting anything here.
わかった。仕事に戻れと。ひどいな、4番。子供ってやつはバカだよなって。4番選ばないよ。そしたらさ、これは？あ、ちょっと待って、お金が落ちてる。もうね、お金が落ちてるとね、優先的に拾っちゃうんだよ。ついね。この人たち何者だ？漁師さんかな？じゃあ、話しよう。
Hey, tequila!
イディオット・ドゥーム・スパイラル。これ、まさか本名じゃないよね。 リクラのジャージ上下に身を包んだ30代の男が、ピルスナーを置き、握手しようと手を差し出し、これなんか切れてんだけど文字が。
Good to see you. How's business? How's the whole reality situation treating you?
握手しない。
So what's happening?
何テキーラだって。
Yeah, tequila sunset. How are the high concept reality based adventures proceeding?
何を言ってるか全然わかんないんだけど。
Good. These people know your true name. Looks like it has preceded you, Mr. Sunset. More on that later.
なんで主人公いつからミスターサンセットになったの？そうね。そしたらね、いつも通りだね。俺は現実を征服するために現実に再入場したんだ。俺の意志に従わせるために、俺が法だと。
That's the spirit. I used to shape reality into my image a long time ago. Those days are over now. Sadly, things aren't going that well in Idiot Doom's spiral land. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass back. No word from my business buddies.
何の話をしてんの？
This guy's your buddy. You feel it immediately. You belong to an organization, a fraternity of drunks.
酔っ払いの会かなんかかな、これ。そしたら、テキーラサンセットって何なんだ？あんたはずっとそう繰り返してるが。
It's you. Your tequila sunset.
なんでそうなった？
We've met before.
え？
Don't you remember?
マジか。またそれ系の話か。覚えてないよ。
Aha. Do you want to know how tequila sunset came to be?
知りたいような、知りたくないような。またなんかやらかしたんか？
Tequila sunset. Something ominous there.
私も不吉な予感がする。でも聞きたい。よし、聞こう。
Let me take a sip to moisten up my chords. Tequila sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday, and by tequila sunset, I mean you. The man, the myth.
待って、俺たちは金曜日に会ったのか。
Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting.
はいはい。
You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get piss drunk.
事件を解決しに来て、それから泥酔する前に飲んだの？意味がわかんないんだけど。
Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head right in front of them. That's pretty high concept if you ask me.
何がハイコンセプトか全然わかんないよ。
Oh yeah, that's totally your style.
もうやだ。主人公どんなことしたの？
The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
多分イライラしてきてると思う。どうぞ続けてくれ。
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling.
それで
One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs.
主人公があれか、海に突っ込んだんか。
Do you remember the sound of wood cracking? The billboard?
木が割れて、看板。あれか、海に突っ込む前に、あれか、木に衝突したのかな？よくわかんないよ。
Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in.
当然だ。
Anyway, there was a brief silence, a gasp of silence, if you will, followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed.
つまり木とその看板にぶつかった後、そのままの速度で、最高速度で、 海岸に突っ込んだんかな。
Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic.
アル中の行動速度って受けるんだけど、この表現。
Three men are standing on a wooden platform extending out from the shore of a dilapidated fishing village. Their cheeks red, spirits high, bears in hand, eyes glazed over.
はいはい。
What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach. You revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs.
っていうかさ、主人公よくそれで生きてたよね。
The time hath come.
何？時は来たれり。
So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come. To which you replied,
なんて言った？
The time hath come for tequila sunset, the end of all things.
何これ意味わかんないんだけど。そうね。ちょっとごめん。ちょっと消化しきれないわ、私の中で。気分的には一番なんだけど、この最低だでその後はどうしたって言いたいんだけど、まあ3番にしとこうか。俺の言ったことは全て真実だ。テキーラサンセットはそびえ立つ現実の影を突き破るだろうと。
Yeah, looms. Why not? Then you jammed the pedal and plowed right off the jetty and through the ice.
意味わかんない。
Your hands cramp on the steering levers.
We ran towards the ice whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit. Like some kind of sea monster.
はいはい。無傷だったとか。それだけの事故で無傷だったの。
When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. The carriage had sunk too deep.
じゃあその事故のせいで記憶を失ったわけじゃないのね。事故直後はその身分証のこととかもちゃんと覚えてたみたいだもんね。
Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to.
なるほど。
What else was there to do? Thank you, brothers, for your helping hand.
意味わかんない。
We asked about the whole tequila sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now and insisted that we all call you that from then on.
そうね。そうね。なかなかテキーラサンセットっていうのもいいね、これ。もうハリーやめてテキーラサンセットって名乗ったらどうかな。テキーラサンセットだってめちゃくちゃいいじゃないか。
Yeah, I agree.
そのパーティーは何時間くらいやってたんだ？
Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women.
日曜日の朝まで飲み続けてたの？本当に？レバショールの女について話をしたがった。
How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything.
なるほどね。これ気になるな。そのうちの一人、その女性たちの一人にどんなひどい目に遭わされたかっていう話をしてたのね、主人公が。
Wow, that's quite a story.
Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be proud to work with him.
If you only knew.
今なんかいやいや言わなかった、キム。それじゃあね、またこれ選択肢が多いわね。特定の誰かにやられたとか何か言ってなかったか。
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard, and that we've all been fucked too.
なんで主人公そんなに自暴自棄になってたんだ？
Please, don't open that door.
なんかさっきからの精神ポイントとさ、体力ガリガリ削られてんだけどさ。
No one's fucked me. I do the fucking around here.
Abigail,
この人大丈夫ね、土管の中にいる人大丈夫なんだ、この人。
It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit.
何があったんだ、主人公。他に何かなくしたとか口にしてなかったかと。
Beside your gun and your badge, you said something about your hope or heart or something. To be honest, the details are a little hazy.
まあみんな酔っ払ってたからね。
In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? That's a big one.
そうね、車をね、お釈迦にしたしね。俺は同僚のことを何も言ってなかったか。
You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style.
It's more like you were cramping the field.
ちょっと待って。なんだよ、もう急に痛いとこついてくるな。
No specifics, though. It was more about you that night. You were the star of the show.
事件について何か口にしてなかったか。
Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now.
一人で調査してたんだね。
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
キム少し主人公に対して当たりが強くなってない？
It's not meant as a joke. He's sorry for the hermit cop.
そうなのかな。俺たちは話をしていたのか、その政治的な話とか。
Yeah, you seemed really mad about immigrants for some reason. I'd rather not get into the details. It was pretty low concept.
俺がどんなタイプの警官だったか読み取れたか。
You kept calling yourself a goddamn superstar who'd cleared 501 cases.
すごいな、これ本当かな。501の事件を解決したクソったれスーパースター。
As you've already determined, the actual number is just over 200. But what's a little embellishment between friends?
いやでもさ、正確な数字が200でさ、501ってかなり持ってるよね。倍以上だよ、だって。盛りすぎだろ。
No thanks to the squares at the precinct, as you put it.
へえ。かなり強気な男だったんだね。それじゃあこれ以上は聞きたくないと。
It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs.
そしたら、やっとなんかまともな話ができそうだな。最近この辺りでルビーという名の赤い髪の女性を見かけなかったか。
Can't really remember seeing any women after losing my keys.
It's a touchy topic. He hasn't got laid in ages.
ごめんね。変なこと聞いちゃって。あんたたちはこんなとこで何してる？
We are saving the world.
あ、そう。すごいね。
Please don't go.
Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. I tried to save the world once, a long time ago, with enterprise, creativity, and willpower. But that didn't work out. So now it's a pirate's life for me. よし、まあ大体聞いたかな。また話が長かったな。面白かったけどね。You too, Tequila Sunset.
おうよ、またね。しかしなんで主人公はその最高速度で自分の車を吹っ飛ばして、この海岸沿いに来たんだろうね。この辺がまだちょっとわかんないや。事件について何か掴んでたようなことを言ってたらしいけど、もうちょっとあれだね。進めてみないとわかんないね。